Here's Brody Brazil.
You know, here on the YouTube channel, I could cut loose a little bit more. I could curse if I wanted to, have a little bit more colorful language and approaches to things, but I generally just want to be myself. And as a trained broadcaster, I don't need to go that route, but I'll tell you what, this guy right here, Tim Garner, is going to get me close to saying some really foul things that maybe you've never heard before. He's 41 years old. He's an Australian. He's a real estate mogul, self-proclaimed. I don't know if he is a billionaire or just close to it. Doesn't matter. Has made a ton of money. And if you Google image search him, you'll find that he pretty much only wears that same outfit every single photo. The white dress shirt, missing a few buttons, and the sport coat, literally same look every single time. Whatever. I'm not here to judge that. But I am here to judge this. Something he said at a recent conference. This clip hit social media. It went viral, and people are pissed.
I think the problem that we've had is that we have people decided they didn't really want to work so much anymore through COVID, and that has had a massive issue on productivity. You know, tradies have definitely pulled back on productivity. You know, they have been paid a lot to do not too much in the last few years, and we need to see that change. We need to see unemployment rise. Unemployment has to jump 40, 50% in my view. We need to see pain in the economy. We need to remind people that they work for the employer, not the other way around. I mean, there's been a systematic change where employees feel the employer is extremely lucky to have them, as opposed to the other way around. So it's a dynamic that has to change. We've got to kill that attitude, and that has to come through hurting the economy, which is what the whole global, the world is trying to do. The governments around the world are trying to increase unemployment to get that to some sort of normality. And we're seeing it. I think every employer now is seeing it. I mean, there is definitely massive layoffs going off. People might not be talking about it, but people are definitely laying people off, and we're starting to see less arrogance in the employment market, and that has to continue because that will cascade across the cost balance.
Okay, where do we even begin? Well, let's just do it kind of quote by quote here, and the ones that stood out. People decided they didn't want to work so much anymore through COVID. I mean, dude, where were you? What world were you living on? There were so many people put in so many difficult and impossible spots in 2020, and that's whether it was a health situation or you own a business and that's instantly failing and it's not your fault, but you're having to deal through that. Unbelievable that he has no remorse and no understanding of what other people were going through during the span of more than just a year. And it is probably true that productivity of some measure dipped in the year 2020 and even into 21, maybe even still beyond. But people were adjusting to new scenarios and situations and trying to get creative on, like how to actually do what they do. Sure, did some people maybe check out and use it as an advantage to try and evade work, evade their boss? Potentially. But do we need to be operating at peak productivity 101% of the time? I don't know that we do. And what's wrong with gaining a little bit of perspective in your life? Sometimes major things happen and we react as an individual or as a society because of it. The loss of somebody, the birth of somebody, whatever it is that is so monumental, it changes the way you operate in life, fundamentally. And I know the year 2020 did that for a lot of us. It changed people's perspective and gained perspective for them. What's wrong with them having more perspective on life because of the way things are going? That is so out of touch, it's unbelievable. We need to see unemployment rise, he said. We need to see pain in the economy. Why don't you just go ahead and suggest poverty for everybody and hunger and crime? All those things are related to, unemployment rising. Don't you understand there are some side effects? You talk about this because you feel like you'll never be in that situation, and maybe as a billionaire, near billionaire, you never will be. Pain in the economy? Is that because you've got your chips stacked up that you want other people to suffer so you can just keep riding yours and make it even better? The statements here and the comments here come from a place of privilege and ignorance. And I don't even know, how do you go about having these thoughts, but then also realizing you're going to do a public speaking opportunity and put them together and then even deliver them in the last moment and not actually change what you're saying? There were so many spots to hit pause or stop or delete on this. Oh no, he just kept going. We need to remind people that they work for the employer, not the other way around. don't you think employees have plenty of reminders on a daily basis that they need the work, they need the pay, they need the job and the health benefits that come along with it? How many people are living paycheck to paycheck? They know they can't afford to lose the job. They're already feeling trapped by it. And it's the company's fault, not the employee's fault, if the company can't remove unproductive workers. If you're telling me that people are slacking off, working less, then just fire them. Let them go. The job market will open up to somebody else who will do a good job for you. If you think that everybody's out there trying to silent quit or whatever, then go ahead, make your move. I don't get it. Employees feel that the employer is extremely lucky to have them as opposed to the other way around, he said. It's a dynamic that has to change. You don't want a confident workforce. You don't want your workers feeling like, yeah, I'm pretty good at what I do, and I'm proud to work here. I'm proud to do what I do. This is what I do, and I do it well. Employees, I'll tell you this, are either confident because of one thing or the other. One of two reasons. They're either confident because of the reality of the situation, like they know that the employees make the company or the product or the service great. And the employees know this. They're the ones with the ideas and the execution and the delivery. The employees know that they run the company because they're the backbone of it. Or employees are so confident because they're just ignorant. And in that case, you want to lay people off? Sure. But it's the company's fault if they don't move on from problem spots, not the employee's fault. If you can't identify lack of talent or lack of dedication or commitment or execution, that's on the company, not on the employees. We're starting to see less arrogance in the employment market, and that has to continue. Where's the arrogance coming from? The fact that there are jobs opening up, the fact that people have choices and options because our pay and benefits and amenities going way up? I don't know that they're steeply going up. I will say this, one of the amenities is the ability to work at home, the ability to work remotely. So is he saying that the arrogance is the ability to work remotely and you don't have to show up to the office and you don't have to submit to a boss or a manager or whatever? And that's kind of one of the last chips that employees have against employers that, hey, I'll take this job, but I'm only going to show up to the office once a week, once a month, once a whatever. Is that the arrogance that is being discussed here? What is the arrogance in the employment market? Is everybody getting paid out these days so much better? I don't think they are. So that's Tim Garner. What a beauty. Makes me pretty upset. Probably makes you pretty upset too. You made it here to the end of the video. I appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. Also subscribe to the channel so I can definitely see you back here next time.